how the rumors was coming out today. They saying they trying to get Shakur and Devin maybe. It's so much rumors.
How you feel about the situation between Devin Haney and Shakur Stevenson?
That means that he don't want to fight. You know, from 20%. Come on, man. Stop that. Stop it. You know what type of fighter he is. That's what you do when you don't want to fight.
I don't really know what's going on. You don't feel like that's a duck if he go take Devin?
Anybody outside of Devin and Tank, then everybody know he ducking. Then
King Ding-a-ling. Get the boy. Woo! You about to make me go crazy. You not that good, bro. You not. I'm sorry.
Came in. Sure. Brian Norman came in at 46. We came in at 46. If Shakur come in at 44 or 45, it's all the same to me, in my opinion. So I won't be blindsided about not being prepared for this opportunity. So from a coaching standpoint, from a business standpoint, we're ready.
The boxing community is buzzing after several fighters and commentators criticized Shakur Stevenson following the release of messages that reportedly indicate he may have avoided a possible fight with Devin Haney. As the discussion heats up again, many critics are claiming that Stevenson is stepping away from one of the sport's biggest tests. While supporters and fans continue debating what the leaked messages actually reveal about the long-running rivalry, the controversy has once again placed both fighters at the center of attention.
Fight. And they did the sanctioned bodies and all that did to make them fight.
If they do fight, who you think gonna win?
I actually don't know. I mean, my mind says Shakur probably win. But then I see the great work that he did with Loma, or that he fight with Loma, and overcome a lot of different obstacles in that fight. It could be hard for Shakur. Sugar Shakur, right? Sugar Shakur Stevenson. As they call it'd be hard for him for the long range, the height, the how big he is, stuff like that. And then what makes me think even more is when Shakur say spar with Crawford, and he had lots of problems with Crawford. Even though Crawford wasn't punching him hard or whatever, but you know what he had problems with? He had problems with the long arms and the height of Crawford. So he couldn't counterpunch like he wanted to. Or Crawford. Crawford probably would have hit him hard, but it's different. It's a different, he's longer and stuff. It's harder. So that could be a problem.
Benji recently shared an update that added fuel to the ongoing Devin Haney versus Shakur Stevenson debate, suggesting the fight may be facing another delay. He posted a message citing Sean Zittel, reporting that Zuffa Boxing wants to match Devin Haney against Shakur Stevenson. According to the report, many were surprised because Stevenson was allegedly the reason the fight was not moving forward again. One fan responded by saying, "Everyone knew he would avoid Shakur and move toward Zuffa. He was talking big while knowing the fight was never happening. He'll probably avoid Devin too by pushing for a rehydration clause." Another supporter commented, "Dana White won't create a comfortable place for fighters who avoid real challenges. The easy ride is ending for Shakur and Keyshawn." Following his recent win, Devin Haney openly stated that he wants the biggest names available and directly called out Shakur Stevenson. Haney described it as one of boxing's biggest possible matchups and challenged his rival on social media. While many fans welcomed the idea, critics noted that Stevenson has still not fully committed despite years of discussions between both sides. That situation has increased claims that Stevenson is avoiding Haney, especially as Haney continues calling for the fight publicly. Many boxing observers believe Haney has consistently shown a willingness to face top opponents, while Stevenson's failure to finalize an agreement continues to raise questions.
What I've been saying, 3-division world champion, former undisputed lightweight, former WBC junior welterweight, and reigning WBO welterweight world champion, first ballot Hall of Famer once he retires, superstar boxer, top 5 pound-for-pound best fighters in the world, Devin the Dream Haney, 33 wins, no loss and no draw, 15 wins by way of knockout. He calls out another first ballot Hall of Famer of his era. Ironically enough, Devin Haney is 27, and the person he calls out is 28 years old, who's another first ballot Hall of Famer, Olympic silver medalist, 4-division world champion, former unified super featherweight, who simultaneously up until yesterday held the WBC 135-pound title and the WBO 140-pound junior welterweight title at the same time. Superstar boxer, 4-division champion, who will be a first ballot Hall of Famer, Shakur Stevenson, who is 25 wins, no losses, no draw, 11 wins by way of knockout. So Shakur Stevenson and Devin Haney, as I said, and Devin Haney confirmed it, as you see there, this is the next super fight.
The possibility of a Devin Haney versus Shakur Stevenson showdown now looks stronger than it has in years after reports suggested both fighters are linked with Zuffa Boxing. Haney recently signed a major deal with the promotion, and Stevenson is also reported to be heading in the same direction, placing two of boxing's biggest stars under one company. For a long time, promotional issues and business disagreements were seen as major roadblocks preventing the fight from happening. Those obstacles may now be greatly reduced. With both boxers connected to the same organization, negotiations could become far easier, allowing attention to shift toward agreeing on terms and selecting a fight date. Many people within the industry believe Zuffa Boxing has every reason to make the matchup happen because it would likely become one of the most highly anticipated events in the sport.
Shakur Stevenson signs with Zuffa Boxing, apparently, according to Eddie Hearn. Let's watch.
Shakur Stevenson. Yeah. That kind of opened the door for you to work with Shakur, obviously.
No, Shakur signed with Zuffa, so that'll be him moving forward. But I just don't know who they're going to put him in with. Because you see, Zuffa are paying, as a business, they're paying these guys 5 times more than anybody else will pay them. To fight who? Who are you going to put Shakur? You can put Shakur in with O'Shaquie Foster and give him $15 million? I mean, good luck to Shakur. I love him. I'd said to him, great, mate. But yeah, it's a weird model, and it's a model that's not going to last.
Promoter Eddie Hearn recently claimed that Zuffa Boxing is offering massive financial deals to attract elite fighters, including Shakur Stevenson. According to Hearn, the company is prepared to spend what many people consider extraordinary amounts of money to bring established stars to its roster and quickly gain recognition within boxing. Although the approach has drawn widespread attention, Hearn questioned whether that level of spending can continue for an extended period. He suggested that these large offers may be focused more on creating an immediate impact and convincing top fighters to sign rather than building a long-lasting business strategy. Hearn explained that several boxers have already shown interest because of the money being offered, but he remains interested to see if Zuffa Boxing can maintain similar contracts as more fighters join the promotion. Even so, the aggressive investment has already created major changes in the sport and improved the chances of high-profile fights becoming reality.
I think Eddie damn well knows exactly what Zuffa's trying to do. It will be very interesting to see how long they keep this kind of model up. But if this is correct, and I don't have any reason to doubt Eddie, but if this is correct and Zuffa have signed Shakur Stevenson for his next fight, maybe it's a one-fight deal, maybe it isn't. I have no idea. They did that with Conor Benn. Supposedly it was a one-fight deal. Who knows? The game plan is simple here. Outspend everyone, grab up all the talent, and then undercut the rest of boxing. If you have all the talent, even if you have to spend more at the beginning, which they are going to, and they are clearly, and then you take that talent from everybody else whose contracts are coming up, then the rest of the sport does have to somewhat capitulate that you have the best roster and or the best league, which the UFC's Zuffa Boxing alternative is kind of working toward, right? The UFC model. Fighters are going to want to be there. The best in the world are going to want to be there. It's a long-term play, and I think Eddie knows this, that it's not meant to be sustainable to sign one fight, $15 million deals for the next 10 years. They're going to do this until they grab up all or the majority of the talent. And it may work. And it probably...
At the same time, Bill Haney expressed confidence that Shakur Stevenson would face the most difficult test of his career if he steps into the ring with Devin Haney. Bill stated that Stevenson has never competed against a boxer who combines elite hand speed, world-class defense, championship experience, and proven success at the highest level all in one package. He believes there would be no easy moments if the matchup takes place, predicting that every part of Stevenson's skill set would be pushed to its limits on boxing's biggest stage. Bill has repeatedly described the contest as one of the sport's premier fights while insisting that Devin possesses the ability and belief needed to overcome any opponent. He added that even a minor mistake could be exposed under the bright spotlight of fight night. In his opinion, the pressure, attention, and competition would create the ultimate test, forcing both fighters to prove exactly where they belong among boxing's top names.
What's your thoughts on Shakur saying he not fighting Dev unless he got a rehydration clause?
Shakur, man, honestly, you know what I mean? Because, I can pop it on channels and shit like that and do that, you know what I mean? And we can have fun with it. But, over here on the Boxing Voice, right, I want to ask, in or around the division, every bad month around Devin has gotten an offer to fight, or they've been in the ring, or, who else has that happened with? All the fights that the people want to see Devin fight, the person that got either a contract or Devin and got in the ring with him. Can we say that about anybody else?
Bill Haney has strongly rejected the growing claims that either Shakur Stevenson or Devin Haney is avoiding competition. He argued that both fighters are simply dealing with the business realities of boxing rather than running from challenges. Bill explained that Stevenson has not fully exercised certain WBO opportunities while moving between weight classes, just as Devin Haney has not pressured the organization to enforce mandatory bouts against fighters such as Boots Ennis or Xander Zayas. From Bill's perspective, many people are wrongly interpreting these situations as signs of fear when they are actually strategic decisions influenced by timing, promotional factors, and career planning. He believes both teams are operating under the same set of rules and making similar choices, even though critics often judge them differently. Bill maintained that business decisions should not automatically be mistaken for fighters avoiding difficult opponents.
Ring, it didn't matter. He wanted Devin Haney.
Okay, Barney. Now, Barney, what organization is Shakur the champion for right now?
He the WBO, because that's what Tio had.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Okay. So what belt does Devin Haney have?
The WBO.
So if he wanted to mandate something, he could mandate something right now, Barney.
If he want to do it, yeah.
Okay, Barney, don't blow a blood vessel.
Yeah,
But he can still, listen, if he just wanted one belt, he can come get the one belt right now.
Even though Shakur Stevenson is widely recognized as one of boxing's most talented defensive fighters, some experts believe there is still room for improvement. Hall of Famer Roy Jones Jr. praised Stevenson's speed, reflexes, and ring intelligence, but highlighted one particular concern involving his movement. Jones explained that Stevenson often moves too far backward after making opponents miss, placing himself completely outside punching distance rather than staying close enough to launch effective counters. According to Jones, this habit has been noticeable against dangerous punchers, where Stevenson's defensive reactions sometimes prevent him from taking advantage of offensive openings. Instead of remaining in position to punish mistakes, he occasionally gives up valuable space and allows the action to reset before he can respond.
Shakur Stevenson is a very good fighter, but you got to learn, and I will hope he will pay attention to this because this is going to mean a lot for him. Mm-hmm. His feet are good, but sometimes they take him too far out of range to be able to come back and counter. Mm-hmm. The last guy he fought, the guy was a good puncher, so when he was jumping back, he was jumping too far back out of range to where he couldn't come back and get something right away. You know what I'm saying? And for the fans, it starts to look bored.
That's how I'd say. I feel like he was running.
He really ain't running. He just don't understand that this is somebody that teach him. And I would teach him if they brought him to me, let me teach him. But he got to understand what I'm trying to tell him. I'm not trying to criticize him.
Right.
When you say something bad, they take it as criticism.
Right.
No, son, you got to understand how to not jump. Okay. People know what the thing that dig the hole, the excavator, right?
Yeah. If
you move that thing back too far, you can't reach the job.
Right.
It's got to work, but it got to stay on the job while it work. You can't take it out of, if you working with this, cause this part keeps it on the job, the feet. This do the work. If you take the thing and move it back, it's off the job. It can't work no more. Right. So if you move it back every time off the job, it ain't gonna ever get no work done.
Jones believes that if Shakur Stevenson stayed slightly closer after making opponents miss, he could create many more chances to land sharp counterpunches. The Hall of Famer said Stevenson's defensive skills are among the best in boxing, but he sometimes retreats so far that he loses the opportunity to immediately capitalize on an opponent's error. Rather than being ready to answer with offense, the exchange often starts over, giving his rival time to recover. Jones feels that a small adjustment in distance control could make Stevenson an even more dangerous fighter. By turning defensive success into offensive opportunities, he could land cleaner punches, increase his activity, and produce more exciting performances while still maintaining the elite defensive style that has made him one of boxing's most skilled competitors.
Start on hold and move to another. It start on hold and move to another. When we gonna get a pond dug? We're not, because it's taking off the job too much. You got to leave on the job for it to get a pun dug. And that's his only thing. He a great fighter. He got great eyesight. He has great reaction time. He gonna be a great fighter. He just got to figure out how to use them feet a little different.
Is he the best defensive fighter out of all four of them?
Right now, defensive, yes, because his defense is with his feet. That's what people don't understand. Defense isn't with your hands, it's with your feet. And he has the best foot defense of the game.
Mm-hmm.
So if he uses it for defense, when it's strictly defense, yes. But when you want to make it offensive, you can't do the same. You got to cut it in half. And that's the only thing he had a problem. Once he learns that or figures that out, he gonna be a killer.
Would the skill he has now make him the best out of them four?
Right now, no. Because some people gonna say, boy, and the reason the rest of them don't want to fight him is because they know he know that back foot game so well that he's not going to engage until he wants to engage.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a good thing too. But for the fans and to be
not right now,
the ratings, you got to be able to engage when they need you to engage.
Mm-hmm.
You can't.